is Melissa from Generation Studio and Shop in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. How is everybody on this Friday night? Yeah, coming to you on a Friday night. Who does not have a life? This girl right here. No, I'd much sooner be with you right now just for tips and tricks on Friday. It's not going to be a long one. I showed you the other day on how to mix the paint, and I am going to do that again really quick because I have a giveaway for you guys. Just a small one, but something that I think will really be a great way to figure out how to work with the milk paint. So first and foremost, I want to go ahead and just mix up some of the navy blue, because right now we're working with Betsy Ross Red, Stoneware, and then navy blue, and I don't have any navy blue mixed up. So I want to mix those up because I want to show you all three colors close up and personal. So bear with me, because one of the tips or tricks, or the thing that we're going to be talking about today, someone asked me a question. It was so funny because I had already had this planned, and the question that they asked was, how long does the milk paint from the Real Milk Paint Company last once you mix it up? And the answer to that question is 2 weeks to a month, but I have a trick or a tip to share with you in just a little bit. So just so we can go over this again, I showed you guys this the other day. It is 1 part to 1 part. So I just put 3 scoops of the navy blue in there. I'm putting my marble in, and I'm going to put 3 scoops of water. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to put 4 in, just because I like my paint just a little bit more creamy, and some of the colors you learn which ones need a little bit more. So listen for the pop. It comes in this great plastic container, so you know what that means. So if you know what that means, can you back up a little bit, cameraman? Thank you so much. You guys, they don't want to see me that close up and personal. So I'm popping on my lid, and again we're going to shake, shake, shake. We talked about this the other day with losing your marbles. You're going to shake. You want to hear that agitator in there. So now I can't remember what I was saying because my cameraman was like right here. Yikes! That was way too close. What were we talking about? We were talking about mixing up paint. Oh, I was going to tell you about the container. The container that the Real Milk Paint comes in is great, not only for the snapping lid, but also because it's plastic. So guess what that means? It means that you can recycle these containers, which is really great. They pride themselves on being good for the earth, good for you, good for children, good for pets, everything. All the ingredients, it's a great paint. So shake this up for about 5 minutes. And I know that wasn't 5 minutes, but we're going to stop shaking because you guys don't want to sit there for 5 minutes listening to me shake. But look at this yummy color. Bring her in, camera guy. So that's the navy blue. Okay. Stay there a second. So my tip, now I pour everything into mason jars just because it's easy for me. If I'm only going to use a little bit, and this is my tip, if you only need a little bit, say you're doing a sign or something, don't mix it up in the container in this. Go ahead and get yourself a small jar like this, or any kind of jar, and mix it up right in the jar. You only have to mix what you're going to need. So I mean, I've already mixed like just 1 scoop of water and 1 scoop of paint to do a sign or something, and then I put it in these little containers, and I'm really bad with getting rid of them, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay, so this is the Betsy Ross Red there, and this is the Stoneware. This also has my marble in it. So you can still shake it up in the glass with the marble in it. It acts as an agitator, and that's what you want. So look at those creaminess. So we have the red, white, well, sort of white. It's Stoneware. It has a little bit more of a gray tinge. And then we have the navy blue. So for the chance to win today, I have sample sizes of each color, and what I need you guys not to pick, I already have a color picked. But what I need you to do is in the comments below, in order to win all 3 samples, here's the piece I'm painting. Isn't it so cute? It is, it was handmade. It is an antique, like a wash stand, but a little old Italian man in New York City carved all this out, and it's so rustic and primitive, but it is a great candidate for milk paint. You can look, I mean, it is, like I said, so primitive. It's just so darn cute. The other day I mentioned when I was talking about painting a piece, doesn't it look like something that you would find in like the gingerbread story in the house or something like that? Can you back up out of there? They don't need to see that. It's that long. I need to give him really good instructions here. I am very blessed to have a camera person now. So anyway, this is the piece that I'm painting. So what I need you guys to tell me is in the comments below, what do you think my main color? These are going to be the 3 colors. We're going to be doing some layering. But what I need you to tell me is, what do you think the main color on the top is going to be? Whether it's going to be navy blue, Betsy Ross red, or the stoneware. So I just want to show you what these colors do really quick, so that way you can see them. And you just use a natural bristle brush. And I usually like to have my paints sit overnight. Now I just mixed the navy blue up, as you saw. But this is the navy blue color, and that's just with 1 coat. Okay. Let me get the red, the Betsy Ross red, because I want you guys to be able to see, so you guys can. Now this one's been sitting overnight. Let me get down in my jar here a little bit. And once you mix it up, if you think it's a little too thick for it, you can always add a little bit more water, but I actually like that a lot. It's beautiful. I don't know if I mentioned it, but just use natural bristle brushes with this. And our last one is the stoneware. Sorry, I'm at a really strange angle here, but we'll try to get this done here for you. Get my brush down in there. Okay. You can back up. That's okay. Okay, we're just going to leave those dry on there a couple seconds, and then I'll take the tape off. But you can see, I thought it would be a really neat thing. You know what? I'm just going to take my brushes and throw them in the water so they don't get all caked up. And I'll clean them out when we're done. So we put this back on here. So again, the blue, the red, or the white, main color on this piece of furniture. And here's the tip, since it is Friday tips and tricks. How long to keep this? 2 weeks to a month. Here's a tip I have for you. It stays longer than that. I am really bad, as I told you, with getting rid of paint because I do a lot of signage and I do a lot of washes. So when I have a little tiny bit like this left, I have a hard time throwing it away. This paint you can put right down your sink. You can put it out in your garden. It's very safe to do that. As far as disposing, it's very easy to dispose of. But like I said, I like to keep these. Now this one is the soft white. The date that I made it was October 12th, 2016. Sorry, but that's a long time. So here it is. It's been sitting there since 2016. I'm going to go ahead and shake it up. I have not opened these, okay? I went back and grabbed what I had in the stock room back there. I have some here from this 2017, and I'll show you. That one started, I haven't opened this. This one is Barn Red, and that was from August of 2016. But let me open this. Now you can see in there, it has separated, but here's the good thing about that. There is no mold on there whatsoever. I have used other paints, and if they are sitting that long, they'll actually grow mold on them. This doesn't. And this is one of those things that sold my mom and I, because we were testing like mad scientists back here with a whole lot of different paints, and we let one sit one time, and I mean, it just came out and it was still as creamy. So like I said, this one's from October 2016. Hopefully this doesn't make a liar out of me, but let me shake it up. There is no marble in this one.
Doesn't your gross husband eat yogurt older than that?
So here we go. It's a little bit, it could use a little bit more powder, but let me just, you know what, I don't have another brush. Let me grab one of my brushes out of here. I just want to see what it looks like on there to show you. Give me 1 second to get the wet out of my brush a little bit. I just want to see what it looks like for you guys, but that's a long time to sit. Now I just shook it up like crazy. I want to see. Yeah, it needs a little bit more pigment in, and I think this was one that I actually used as a whitewash for a outdoor sign that I was doing. Does great for outdoor usage, but I know Dwayne and Shane and the makers of the Real Milk paint are going to be saying 2 weeks, 2 weeks, to a month, to a month. This is a couple years, a year and a half old. So you can keep it, and no mold grows on it.
Somebody asked about sour smell.
There is, when it stays a little bit longer, it almost smells, I don't want to say sour. It has like an ammonia smell just about, but it's not ammonia. It's not bad. I suffer from terrible migraines, and the odor does not bother me at all. Now, I would think after it was sitting for that long, you would expect to have an odor, and they do, but it's not terrible. But it depends what your nose is sensitive to as well. Thank you for letting me know about the question. But yeah, and all right, so here's one. I like to use the mason jars that have the seal on them. So here's one that was sitting since 3/17. It was a soft white, and it has dried up a little bit. So let's do an experiment. It's dried up because it probably wasn't sealed really well. Let me just see. Now this water's not as pure as it was because I just stuck my, and I don't know if this will work or not, because usually I like to have them sealed a little bit better than that. It may or may not work. It's not going to, so I'm not going to try it. But sometimes if they're just a little bit dried up, I just add water and mix them, and I use them as washes for on top of my signs. I do hand-drawn signs. Are you up here? I do hand-drawn signs and painted signs, and if I stain them and everything, I'll just take one of these, and I'll be honest, I would probably use this as a wash. It's mixing up now that the water's in there. It's mixing up a little bit nicer. And again, I don't want to keep you guys on here for too long, but this would make a great wash. And you saw how dried out it was. And there you go. It would make a great wash. I would put it on there and then wipe it back. And this would be over top of my stain and my lettering and everything. So yeah, I hold on to stuff for a long time. Okay, so just to let you know, you can keep it longer than 2 weeks. The odor is not that bad, but again, everybody's noses are a little bit more sensitive and different than what other people can like and don't like. There's certain smells that I can't stand, and definitely like for VOCs and stuff, I cannot use anything with VOCs in them because my head will just explode. So you can see now, I'm taking off the tape. You guys tell me below. I just want to cut this up and make this as a sign. There you There you go. So you guys, come on up. Please tell me if you want navy blue if you think I'm going to be doing navy blue as the main color, if you think I'm going to do the Betsy Ross red or the stoneware. Okay? Tell me which one you think I'm leaning towards. I've already decided. So, and here's how it's going to work. When you guys put down, everybody that chose the color that that I'm planning on using as the main color, I'm going to put you in a paint can, shake it up, and we're going to draw it on Monday for our color feature. Okay? All right, you guys have a great weekend. Thank you, and sorry for going so much longer than what I anticipated, but thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you later. Take care.